Like a beautiful unicorn, a spotted little fawn, or a small woodland creature. Once a year, Matthew Holt gingerly emerges from his office and steps outside. Blinking in the sunlight, he makes his assessment of the latest health tech funding deals. It can only be the August 19th episode, the Magical Forest episode of Health in 2.00. I did my best Mother Nature impression. Although now that I look at you, you're really more Blair Witchy than you are small woodland creature.
Well, that's because you're making me laugh and I'm holding my iPad because I live in a 2-story house. Upstairs, it's just way, way too hot where my office is. And downstairs, where it's cooler, in the kind of cellar, half demi-cellar, there's no lights because they broke some time ago and I haven't had them fixed yet. Mm-hmm. I think COVID is the excuse. And so either you get me out, if you want me outside, well, I can stay in the heat for a little bit. You get me in the forest. Well, next to some trees. We have apples, pears. Up there is the tree that I picked all the plums off.
Oh, the ladder
plum jam. I was like a woodland creature making plum jam. It's pretty inedible plum jam because I didn't know what I was doing, but I've got 3 big jars of it. All
right, father of the forest, get your timer ready.
Let's all right, you had enough of
enough of this outdoorsiness.
all right. Here we go. Can you see the phone? Ready?
And go. Not going.
Work. Still not going.
Okay, going. Now we're going. Healthline Media acquires PsychCentral. Tell me about this.
All right. Well, this is a real historian epic here. So PsychCentral was the first online psychiatry, patient support group run by a guy called John Grohol, a psychologist from Boston, leading member of the Society of Participation Medicine, all-around good guy. It's been independent forever. Health Central started as yourdoctor.com. Not many people know this. Then changed its name to Intermap Systems, and later on West Shell of now these days at Conversa showed up, bought it, did a bunch of stuff with it, raised venture capital. He and his crew sold it to a private equity company about 5 years ago. That private equity company shipped it to Big Media, Red Media.
Red Ventures.
Red Ventures, who's like a consumer media company. And now they've just added PsychCentral. They also added Greatest, which is another site a while back. It's become, Healthline has become has even gone above WebMD in terms of online content. Very quietly and subtly, it's done really, really well the last few years. And now they've added, a historic patient community in their midst, and hopefully they'll do well.
That was quite a history. All right, how about Bridge Connector getting $25.5 million?
Another interoperability play. I don't understand why this is different to Redox or Sensoro or Datico or any of the rest. But, good luck.
All right, how about more of the same? Cecelia Health gets $13 million. It's a chronic condition management company.
Okay, it used to be called Fit for D. It's basically a coaching platform to get people to look after themselves, but if they have diabetes. Now changed its name to Cecelia. Ran a successful pilot with Health 2.0 back in the day in New York City with Health First, the Medicaid plan there. Did well, good luck. Incredibly crowded space, including a company or two we know.
All right, what about Reify? They get $30 million.
Yeah. Skip Fleshman, sometime venture capitalist and full-time soccer fan. He's in this one. He likes it a lot. I didn't understand what the hell it did, but it's basically helping pharma companies run clinical trials in the home, a bit like the same space that Science 37 is in and some others. But it's basically a whole idea of can you distribute and make the clinical trial program at clinicians' offices and with patients at home and link that all up. It's a very inefficient space. And the thing that everybody will tell you in that business is that if you can get, from the time the patent is awarded all the way through to the time it goes to the market, the shorter you can make that, the more money you can make per day and the more profitable the drug is. So that they're in pharma companies who are spending a hell of a lot. Been a lot of discussion about that over these years and not much achieved yet. So hopefully Reify will help.
Interesting. They've got Evidation in their platform too. That's interesting, or their portfolio, I should say.
No, it's Asset Ventures.
Yeah, asset management.
Yeah, Evidation is, I think, more inclined to actually be, it's like running digital trials rather than helping the industry run its own trials. But to be honest with you, I'm at the tail of some. I might as well go back in the forest and discover more if I'm going to talk more about it. Because what the difference is, I'm not too sure.
Okay. Back into the forest with you. I love it. I feel like it's a very magical background for you.
Good. Well, perhaps I should come out here and do this more often like this.
How hot are you out there? It's a heat wave.
It's the heat wave is the heat wave, and out on the West Coast we don't have if we don't have thunder and lightning cooling us down, which we did over the weekend, we don't have no air conditioning. No,
we don't. It's like a third world country over here with the power outage.
Well, if you turn on the air conditioning, they turn off the electricity. So it's definitely like a third world country over here.
All right. Well, follow along with all the forest.
Hang on. Are you going to mention our book club?
Oh, I could.
Releasing on the same day as this.
It was, yeah. So this is going to be out. Either that or it just came out. We interviewed our first authors and a special guest with the first book for the THCB book club. So we had a chance to talk to Hemant Teneja and Steve Klasko and Glen Tullman about the book UnHealthcare, a manifesto.
Which Glen Tullman did not write, by the way. He just showed up for the interview anyway.
But Livongo is involved in that book.
It's basically a theory about what would Livongo and Teladoc be if they grew fast and COVID came in the way. It's the first book I've seen where they obviously wrote it, and then on April the 1st they went, oh crap, we better rewrite it. So some work went into it. But pretty interesting discussion. I think we went after Hemant and Steve a little bit on the sort of how realistic is this, and is the payment model going to change? Not sure how great their answers were. We'll find out, but it's a really interesting interview, so I encourage everyone to watch it.
Yes, the whole concept of health assurance system is what we were talking about. Health assurance. You didn't even let me finish the
not insurance.
Yeah, go back into your little tree.
Oh, I'm heading to the forest. All right, I'm walking back into the forest. Do you want to come with me?
Oh my God, not really, but I guess we're going anyway. So while we're doing this, for those of you who'd like to follow along with the woodland exploits of Matthew Holt, please follow him on Twitter at BoltyBoy for all the jam making and ladder climbing and all of the, I don't know what you're doing, smiling with trees. It's just wrong. And if you'd like to follow along with me, I'm at Jess. Oh my God. Sign up for our email newsletter on the healthcare blog, and you'll never miss a Health in 2.0, because who could want to miss this? And you'll be able to get information about the THCB book club. We've already picked our next book. It's Jane Metcalf's book, Neo-Life. So we'll have information on how to participate in reading along with us on that one. And then we'll definitely be scheduling an interview with Jane coming up so that we can talk about that book too. Mr. Holt? Have a great afternoon.
I'm back in the forest. I may come out next year.
Bye, guys.